Rama is so drunk after one bottle of beer, man.
I'm not drunk.
So everyone is drunk.
Alright, everybody. My god, my hair is completely messed up. Let's do that from the top. What's up, everyone? It's Rama from the RBTS Show 2, and thank you for tuning in to another episode here in the Australia vlog series. We're now on episode 4, so if you haven't been following the series, I'll be sure to have some links down in the description below for you guys to catch up. I'm not gonna say much, let's just get right into the vlog. So day 4 is mostly going to be our travel day. We are traveling from Melbourne to Sydney to continue our Australia vacation. We started off our day really early because we needed to get to the airport at around 8 in the morning. Now our original departure time was going to be around 10 in the morning, and we were going to fly with Tiger Air. Due to some unforeseen circumstances, our flight got delayed for a significant amount of time, I think around 3 or 4 hours. So instead of leaving Melbourne at our intended departure time, we ended up departing at around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Not only were we bored out of our minds just waiting in the terminal, but this flight delay had a domino effect which completely ruined our plans for the day. Due to the flight delay, we arrived in Sydney at around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, when we were supposed to arrive at around 1 in the afternoon. Now the family's biggest concern at this point was making it to our 5 p.m. dinner cruise. But since we arrived 4 in the afternoon, we only had 1 hour to make it to the pier. In other words, it was completely impossible for us to make it. On another note, we were picked up by Larry, our tour guide slash driver, in this nice Mercedes-Benz coach. I did appreciate Larry's efforts in properly introducing us to Sydney. He told us a lot of interesting facts, some history, and even the food scene in Sydney. I found it really insightful just listening to him.
However, we are only a relatively new nation. In 1988, they celebrated 200 years. Kangaroo meat here. They sell emu. You can actually buy alligator, which is, or a crocodile I should say, which comes from the Northern Territories. They have actual special butcher shops here which specialise in selling what they call game food, meaning it's only wild animals. This area is called Alexandria. Now you'll see a lot of little cottages around. Like these cottages were built and made available to a lot of the families of the soldiers that come back from World War I and World War II. They are protected by heritage, which means because they're part of Sydney's history, they can never be pulled down. It's going to say to your right, and then a bus pulls in and ruins my view. But to the right behind that bus is the central train station.
After an hour or so of driving, we finally arrived at the pier where we were supposed to board our Captain Cook cruise dinner. But unfortunately, we weren't able to make it because we were 3 minutes late. It's just 3 minutes. Whatever, I'm not salty or anything, I'm just saying. So instead of having the dinner cruise, we kind of improvised, so might as well just eat at a really nice restaurant along the Darling Harbour. To pass the time, Larry told us that he was gonna give a little extension on the city tour.
And as we go along here, we're moving down to an area called the Rocks. Now the Rocks was the original Sydney town. The whole of Sydney is sitting on sandstone. And when they built Sydney, they brought convicts out from England, and the convicts were used as labour to build the city. So all of the sandstone was cut by hand, and they made big rocks and blocks, and that's what they used to build all the buildings. See these rocks here on this building, they were all, that's all made from sandstone. So once again, this is the oldest part of Sydney itself. Of course, is the famous Sydney Harbour Bridge. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to just stop along here for you, take a walk around the corner there to the right under the harbour bridge.
In order to pass more time, we decided to have a stopover along the Darling Harbour. This gave us the opportunity to see two amazing things. Of course, I'm talking about the Harbour Bridge and the Sydney Opera House. Before I go any further, I just wanted to explain the unfortunate circumstances that happened today. So we were supposed to have a flight out of Melbourne at 11 o'clock, which would bring us here to Sydney at around 12:30, 1 o'clock, and then we would have our city tour. Then we would go have our dinner. But unfortunately, our flight was delayed to 2 o'clock, which meant we arrived 4. So now we don't have a city tour, no dinner cruise. So what we're just doing is exploring. Now, I've been to Sydney once before when I was 10 years old, and back then, I didn't really appreciate the marvel and beauty that is the bridge and the Opera House. So this time, I took every advantage I could of taking videos and pictures of these two amazing structures. I also found out that the Sydney Opera House is part of the top 30 most photographed landmarks in the entire world. While I was recording videos of the harbor, I noticed a Captain Cook cruise ship sail right by me. I later found out that my family and I were supposed to be on that exact boat. And of course, I took a lot of pictures with the family. Check it out right here. At last, 6 p.m. has arrived, which meant that we were to have our dinner. Finally.
I'm Kendall Jenner. I gotta explore that right now.
Okay. Now we're gonna have something to eat.
What do you want to eat? Any kind of food, because I'm really hungry.
We're gonna eat.
I'm the Weedman 420.
And then now we went to a place called the Siren Grill, which is a seafood restaurant located along the Darling Harbour. It was a really nice place to lounge, eat, drink, and enjoy my family's company. We also had some beverages. I myself had a couple of glasses of wine and a bottle of Thomas Cooper Ale.
Hello everyone. We are in Shangri-La Hotel in Sydney, and the Rambutan show over here.
And,
He's already drunk.
yeah, Rama is so drunk.
I'm not drunk.
After one bottle
Give me a
of beer.
sec.
You see that shit? You see that shit?
Rama is so drunk after one bottle of beer, man.
I'm not drunk.
So everyone is drunk. I didn't drink anything. I got a vanilla latte, and they got beers and
I'm kind of tipsy.
red wine. And guess what? We're gonna get him even more drunk because we're gonna drink tonight.
Wow, you're gonna drive that, Tito?
I don't think we can fit all, like 4 of us can fit there.
You see that?
Tito Mike will drive that car. Our Uncle Mike will drive that car.
You know, despite most of our plans getting ruined because of the delayed flight, I really did like how my family and I were able to make the most out of the day. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode in the Australian vlog series. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and perhaps even consider subscribing to the Rambutan Show too. I got more cool videos in store for you guys. Be sure to stay tuned for day 5, which is coming in the channel really soon. Thanks again for watching, guys.